Hello everyone, Arkinja here, and today I kind of just want to bring a quick little pre-tournament report for the Tearlament deck that I plan on running for the next couple days to a few case tournaments and potentially for regionals at the end of the month. Just kind of want to quickly drop the list, give my thoughts, and then hopefully next week drop another list that has a bit of more of my thoughts, what I liked, what I disliked, try and give you guys some insights on what worked, what didn't, try to make sure the deck is as good as it can be moving into the next format. So starting off the main deck, kind of standard 2 Rhino Heart. I'm worried about this. I'm playing 3 Scream, and I was going back and forth between 3 Rhino, 2 Scream, but I'm also playing Diviner, so I didn't want to have too many normal summons. So I feel like 2's fine for now, definitely something I will touch on when I update this later on. Obviously, a playset of the only names we have left. Really wish we could have more, but we aren't allowed nice things. This card's nice. It really sucks you can't fuse with it, is kind of the only issue, but you definitely still have to play 3. We are still playing King of the Swamp. I decided to still play this over Beast King, just because going second Guardian Chimera is really nice, and I tried to build the deck in more of a way that doesn't lose to Droll as hard. So you're not, like, losing the game if this gets drolled and it's your first thing. You still don't want to do this as your first action if you have it, just in case they have droll. But it's still just a really good card nonetheless. On to fairies, we're playing 2 Diviner. I'm playing Cross Sheep, so having just like 4 good cards in your graveyard, I guess 5 with Merly, that you can bring back with Cross Sheep on your opponent's turn to get you advantage is really nice. It just turns like bad mills like this into good mills. So I think we're still playing. Obviously we're maxing out on the best cards in the game. Kind of have to, these cards are insane. We're playing a small shit-all engine, just 2 main deck monsters in Hollow and Beast. They're just really good mills, really good fusion targets. I think they're worth playing. Window's a really strong card. Decided to play 3 Fenrir and none of the Kashtira field spell, just because another thing, like losing to Droll. Because I'm also not playing Terraforming. Because I'd always rather start with Fenrir than the Kashtira field spell. Because if you're summoning Fenrir and searching, and then they droll you, you still have the Tear Cache in hand. But if you're acting like Wraith Soth searching, getting drolled, you got a Fenrir in hand, maybe like a planet in hand, and you're kind of stuck. It just definitely sucks. And I'd always rather see Fenrir than the field spell anyway. I just think it's a really good card. A lot of the time it's getting linked off if I feel like it would help the board better. But still definitely just a good card. Helps you play around and through D-Barrier, just being able to summon it and clear things. Definitely still worth playing. 3 field spell, this might go to 2, just because it's a bad mill, and you don't need it, but it is a really nice top deck, so it's just kind of one of those things that I want to test. 3 Scream, I think this card is really, really good, just always getting you mills. Being a good pitch for things. I do think this card is worth running. I like it at 3, but the third one might be cut for the 3rd Rhino Heart going forward. 1 Grief. I never really understood this until I started playing it. This card is really, really good at converting Tear Cache into Rhino Heart, which is really nice. Getting back banished Celiacs that you banish off the Tear Cache is also really good. It's just a really good one-of. I wouldn't play more just because it can get inconsistent, but it's a nice one-of to have. 1 Foolish, 1 Poly, and 1 Doll Fusion. There's not 2 more in the side deck, it's just the one-of, and in testing, it's been really nice to have access to it. Because even if you mill it, there's like ways to get it back, so I'm not too upset about that. I think it's fine for now. Non-engine spells, remaining 3 Book of Eclipse and 3 Super Poly. I just wanted to have like a versatile range. Super Poly is really good against a lot of decks, and Eclipse kind of cleans up the rest. So just kind of wanted a wide range. I feel like that's probably the best non-engine. And then 2 Celiac. I was on 3 for a bit, but I feel like if you're not maxing out on Reinhardt and you're playing Diviner, you don't want to open this card as much. You'd rather search it with things like Scream, because then you're already playing. Because if you have to normal summon Diviner and it gets stopped, and you have a Celiac, it's not doing anything. So I figured 2 is fine. Onto the extra deck. Obviously, 1 Rokalos, 1 Kaleido, 1 Grapha, Dragostapelia, Garura, Muddragon, and Chimera for the pretty obvious fusions, and then obviously there's the Winda since we are playing Shadalls. For the Shadal fusion target, I'm playing Sheki Naga. You might think that dedicating an entire spot in the extra deck for a one of in the main deck is kind of weird, but it's just really nice being able to have this. Just because of Shaddoll Fusion, and like you can recycle Shaddoll Fusion, and I'm also playing One Grain Weaganal. I'm not playing Construct or App Clone or anything like that. This is mostly just to act as a way to get Shaddoll Fusion back to hand if you absolutely need it, to resolve, or it can dump Garura. It's just kind of a really good card, and I wanted to have something that I could just make to go +1 if I already have a Cross Sheep. Just because it's really versatile, you can just stick it on the board, summon to a Cross Sheep zone, and then trigger Cross Sheep, just to have like extra material. Plus, it's like good to link off, so if you don't want to commit to a Rukalos or a Grapha early because you have multiple King of the Swamp, this is just a good thing to make because it doesn't feel bad linking it off. It's done what it's had to do. One Baron, we're on Crush Heap and Sprind. Sprind is a lot better when you have a Link to, especially one as good as Crush Heap. Originally, I was playing IP over Crush Heap, but I feel like Crush Heap just adds so much that it's worth playing. Sprind with no Link 2, there's no point in playing it. This is always the second Link monster you put in your extra deck, because the only 2 you're really making is Merly, so you'd have to go like Sprind effect and then chain a Shuffler to put back the Merly if you're just playing Sprind, which is just really bad. 2 XZ monsters, obviously Redoer, and I'm trying out Dweller again just because Unchained is a really popular deck. And this deck should always beat Unchained, but it's nice to just have like the backup plan that should just win the game on the spot. That way I don't have to side things just for the Unchained matchup for like going first, when I should just have easy access to the card that should just win on the spot. Onto the side deck, 3 Gamma Seal, 3 Nibiru, just kind of more general like Unchained, Kashtira hate, just because Arise Heart's still not banned for some reason. Surely that'll change soon. 3 Droll. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, there's obviously some matchups, like things like Dark World and Manadium, where you want to have this, but feels so weird side decking it because it's not the best this format. But you just want to have access to it for the matchups where it's like decent against. Usually this comes in for Book of Eclipse against decks where Book of Eclipse isn't as good. Obviously going first against Pearly, you want to bring this in, just because it solos them, they can't Happiness OTK you. 3 Bystials, I always regret taking these out, but when I have them in, I never use them. So I figured that there's not like things that I'm actively craving to side over these. So I figured it's better to have them and not need them than need them and not have them. Last 2, or I guess last 3, 1 Crime, 1 Meta Noise. These are going first. You always bring these in. These are just really good cards. And then Volcanic Scattershot. I'm not comfortable with playing Paper Yu-Gi-Oh! In a bigger tournament without a time card. That's just me. You can call me a coward if you'd like. That's fair enough. I'm never comfortable going into a tournament without a game plan for going into Game 3 with less than 10 minutes on the clock. And Scattershot is just the most consistent way to guarantee that I have a way to win that matchup still. Yeah, that's about it. Let me know what you guys think down below. With that being said, have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.